Hi guys, and today I'm not alone. My friend is with me. His name is Oleg. Hi. And today we will tell you a story related to books and our life. So, let's go. The circumstances have turned out that next year I will be moving to another country, and since it is impossible to transport all the books at once because I have maybe 115 books, I am transferring them in piles. In this vlog I will tell you about the largest books in my library, which we will send then. So let's go choose the books. So in the beginning we will choose books. I decided to transport the heaviest books first, so you go away. This. Come here carefully. Yes. So it is the biggest book in my library. So it is Les Miserables Hugo. Then we have this book. It is the second largest book in my library. So The Little Woman. And the last book. This edition includes two collections of Rudyard Kipling stories. The first is Packs of Books Hills and Rewards and Fairies. So I take it. The last book which I will take was from the last one I read. This I will not take because it is a cycle. This I will not take because it is a big book. No. And this I think was a brilliant choice. So it is The Book Thief. Did I say it right? I said it right! The Book Thief of Markus Zusak. So, takes. First I want to talk about the largest book in my library. It is The Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I hope that I said it right. If not, sorry. So I can't find the words to describe it because it's definitely one of those books that reach right into your heart. It's just an original story about one person who was able to become kind and honest again, despite the fact that society didn't want to accept him. This is a book about people rejected by society who found the strength to live. Just imagine, this book was written in the 19th century, but as Hugo said, I quote, "While there is a poverty and ignorance on earth, books like this cannot be useless." I agree with him. You asked me what is the story about, and I will answer that. This is a story about the path from evil to good, from injustice to justice. Just read it and you will understand it. I understand that we need to move on, but if you still didn't want to read this book, just look how many stickers are on it. So many. Let's continue. It is the second largest book in my library. This edition includes 4 parts, namely with Little Woman, Good Wives, Little Man and Joyous Boys. The main characters are 4 sisters. They are teenagers, Little Woman. The oldest 16-year-old Meg has beautiful manners and is very romantic. Then 15-year-old Jo is very active and doesn't like good manners and bells. The slightly younger 13-year-old Bess is very timid and shy. The youngest Tammy is only 12-year-old, but she is already beautiful, sweet and cunning. They will all grow up and live their whole lives, and you will watch and rejoice in their victories. For me, this is a very warm story that I want to... What? Smile. For me, this is a very warm story that I want to return more than once. I smile every time I remember this magical novel, so I think it's because at some point I recognize my love with my younger sister, and in addition, many events and experiences were familiar to me. I think everyone should read this novel because this is a real story about family, friends, first love, and growing up, as well as about kindness. Lots of kindness. I think everyone has already understood why I take these books, So because they really reached right into my heart and will remain there forever. I think many people has a country whose culture they admire. For me, it is England. Therefore, when I saw this book on the bookshelf, I couldn't pass it by. This edition includes two works by Rudyard Kipling, Pugs of Pugs Hills and Rewards and Fairies. This is a story about a brother and sister who one sunny day met a mystical creature, Puck, and he offered to tell a story and then another and another. And so, piece by piece, almost the entire history of England is before us. The Stone Age, the period of Roman rule in Britain, the Norman conquest, and much more, but not in chronological order, which makes reading even more interesting. It was a very interesting trip, so if you are also interested in English culture, I recommended reading it. As soon as the war in Ukraine started, I was strongly drawn to read books about the war. Don't ask why, there is no logic. Maybe the nightmare that's happening in the world of my subconscious is probably not enough. During this period, the book Thief came into my hands. Honestly, I didn't expect from here what she gave me. The world of the Second World War, set in a small town in Germany. The main character is a girl who, along with her little brother, travels by train to a German foster family. I can't describe the story better than the author himself. I quote, "I am telling you tonight, or today, or whatever the hour and color, it's a story of those particular survivors, an expert at being left behind. It's just a small story really, about among other things, a girl, some words, an accordionist, some fanatical Germans, a Jewish first fighter, and quite a lot of chivalry. I saw the book Thief 3 times." This book teaches to appreciate life, family, friends, happy moments, and shows war in all its colors. And oh, I completely forgot. The story is told by this. I just found out that I can borrow one more book and I choose the heaviest book in my library. This is a fourth part of the cycle by Marissa Meyer. It is a winter. And the last book. It is only 800 pages long, but is the heaviest book in my library. This book has the weight more than 1 kilogram. That's a lot. And by the way, it is only a unread book in this issue. This is the first part of cycle The Lunar Chronics by Marissa Meyer. I haven't got to know the cycle yet, but I really want to. So I left the first part on the shelf, and this one will go first. This series of books tells the story of 4 well-known princes. The first is the story of Cinderella, the second is Little Red Riding Hood, the third is Rapunzel, and the last one I am holding in my hands is the story of Snow White. To avoid spoilers, I will describe the plot of the first one. Humans and androids crowd the Raccoon streets the New Beijing. A deadly plague ravages the population. From space, a ruthless lunar people watch, waiting to make their move. No one knows that Earth's fate hinges on one girl, Cinder, a gifted mechanic, is a cyborg. She is a second-class citizen with a mysterious past, reviled by her stepmother and blamed for her stepsister's illness. But when her life becomes intertwined with the handsome Prince Kais, she suddenly finds herself at the center of an intergalactic struggle and a forbidden attraction. Caught between duty and freedom, loyalty and betrayal, she must uncover secrets about her past in order to protect her world's future. I think you will be interested in this area, especially judging by the reviews. This is a really cool fantasy that many liked. That concludes the introduction. Good viewing! Bye bye! I woke up at 7 in the morning because I needed to deliver books before the start of my additional classes. I exercised and made my bed. In short, nothing interesting happened. I didn't even have a time to read a book because of all the chores and homework. Then I was greeted by my super excited dog. She gets so happy every time, as if she hasn't seen me for at least a year. Just look at this miracle. She's very sweet. Do you have any pets? Write in the comments. Now I will put these books in the school backpack, so I hope they will fit. It's hard. Next, to be honest, it was the hardest part to carry everything. I had books in my backpack and a whole bag of gifts. First, I had to walk for about 10 minutes, then get to the metro. Here, as you can see, I have already reached the metro in 30 minutes, but this is not the end of my journey. I was lucky that I had to travel only 5 stops to get to the center, because standing with all of that was difficult. And when I was on the escalator, it was shaking a lot and making strange noises. I thought it might collapse with me on it. But as you can see, the video turned out well, so everything ended up fine. Now I have decided to show you my favorite bookstore cave. It's probably the largest one I have seen in Kyiv, and it's also very cozy. I need to visit it sometime. Overall, I love the center of Kyiv. It's so atmospheric and beautiful. But let's not forget that I still had to walk for about 20 minutes to get to the right place. And finally, I am almost there, just a little bit more to go. Mission accomplished! Well, this video is coming to the end. The books have already arrived in the Czech Republic by the time of editing, so here is their photos in the new place. Thank you for watching, subscribe the channel, like the video, and see you next time. Bye!